Hello, I'm Neil Holbert, and this is Running Ribashda. We're in Boards and Brews in Manchester, New Hampshire, where you can have some awesome food, drink some delicious mixed beverages, and play some kick-ass board games with your friends. So, today, we're going to talk about traps. And the fun thing about traps is that you can really, really ruin a party's day with some. You can also ruin your own game with them. But Neil, I love traps. I love making things super deadly. Yes, so do I. But we have monsters for that. Use your traps correctly. You don't just throw them everywhere in the dungeon. Therein lies the path to madness, despair, paranoia, and making the game take forever. There's a moment when you're designing a dungeon where you decide, oh, I think I'll throw a pit trap here. Now we'll put a razor wire there that leads to a pendulum blade. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, I'm gonna put some flame jets over here. Let's do one of those giant rolly balls from the Temple of Doom with Indiana Jones. Yeah, making a gauntlet of traps is a blast because you're like, there's nobody who will ever get through this. And then you have a level 5 rogue fly through like nothing. Problem is, you have your players and they're gonna check for traps. And if they find one, hey, that's rewarding. We found the trap. Let's disarm it and move ahead. And then you have a second trap that they don't think to check for because they already checked for the first one. So they hit it. They're like, oh, wow, that sucked. We almost died. But then there's a third trap after that. And they thought they were safe because they got hit by a secondary trap. And all of a sudden it's, I'm not moving 5 feet without checking for traps. You have just hit the point of oversaturation, my friend. There comes a point where your traps be too much, where all of a sudden your players are so paranoid, they don't want to move because they're scared of getting killed by the next trap you've placed, because the other ones were so ingeniously hidden. Now, I like breeding paranoia as much as the next Dungeon Master. I mean, making the PCs panic is a great time. But come on, we got better ways to do that than just throwing mountains of traps at it. No, we got monsters and villains, and we can make wheels within wheels and stories within traps, and we're better than throwing tons of traps at the thing and hoping that'll kill the party. We're better than that. Think about it from your villain's standpoint, you know? That trap's there to serve a purpose. I'm gonna put one trap in this hallway and figure it's gonna do its job. Oh, at the hallway there's a room with a monster. That monster's guarding a chest. Just in case the monster dies, I'll trap the chest. Okay. The hallway after that doesn't have a trap? Why would it? I'm magically scrolling on that hallway for when they get through it anyway. That way, I can send one of my lower underlings after them when they hit the end of that hallway and ambush them instead of doing a trap. Ambushes. That's a better kind of trap, because that leads to monsters and fights. But you might want to do your skills. So, you know, there's an upside to paranoid players and a downside to paranoid players. On the upside, hey, you've got them thinking. They want to be prepared. They're scared that you are going to throw everything at them, including the kitchen sink. Seriously, drop a kitchen sink on your players on a rope, have it swing down like a pendulum blade, 3d8 bludgeoning damage. It is really funny. Hit them with a kitchen sink just once, do it for yourself. You will love that moment. Afterwards, they're gonna laugh really hard about it. But the downside to having so many paranoid players is the fact that they're gonna spend hours and hours and hours checking every single inch of a hallway as they move through it. And you don't want that because it's going to bog down your game and make it take forever. So the key to this is if you want to do a super trap-laden game, allow one character, a rogue or a bard, preferably a skill monkey, to just kind of say after a fight, hey, I'm actively searching for traps until I find one. Have them roll one check to search, and that's their check to search for all of the traps until they either find one or miss one and get hit by it. And then afterwards, have them roll another check. Simple as that. And then that's taken care of. You can have your traps, you can have your players paranoid, and everybody wins, but you're not running the game super slow. That should be the goal. Get through your game. Just don't kill the players while you're at it. At least, not too fast.